Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 19 Season 2. I apologize a little bit if I sound a little off. Yet again, got a bit sick. Seems to be a common occurrence around the holidays. I'm actually starting to record this New Year's Day. To give you an idea of the time frame of when this episode's being recorded. And we are working on our field that we're plowing up here. It has been a lot of time, a lot of work getting this thing done. This big plow is tough to make corners, to make square corners for a field. But she's shaping up. She's almost worked out here. Still got plenty of time to get this thing fertilized, get it planted, get some corn growing, and should work out pretty good. But we're 2 days away from getting a bunch of straw worked up and really getting busy. So that's why I wanted to get this done here before we get to that point. Because otherwise it's just going to be too much. And of course I can't hire a worker for this, so I'm having to dig this all by hand. Which is okay. I don't do a lot of this and I'm enjoying it. You know, put on some music or watch some videos and just dig is what it's coming down to. So I'm going to keep working this guy, and I think the milk prices are coming up a little bit, so we might have some milk to sell here. We've almost got, well, we got the one trailer full sitting right now waiting for the prices to come up, and I believe the barn almost has a full trailer full in it right now. I have to check. I looked at it last night. Let's find out. Wrong barn. It's got 32,000. So it does have a full trailer full. So if we can get it for, 1,500, a little more than 1,500 a unit, or 1,000 units, we're looking at probably $100,000 of milk, which is awesome. You remember to get that little spot. The plow walked down the hill sideways a little bit there. It's not going to be the easiest field work to do. Some of this may not harvest or plant correctly. But we were already having issues with doing hay on here, so I'd rather have, planting and harvest issues instead of trying to get hay off of this. Plus we got plenty of hay land right now. We found that out. This is going to probably end up being silage ground. This one and our little field over there that we chopped off last year. We're going to do both of these fields and see how much silage we get out of it. So I'm going to keep chugging away here and can't wait till we get all of those cereal crops ready to harvest. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, looks like we are at it yet again. The crazy dance of trying to get crops, especially these cereal crops with the straw in between the rains, the summer rains. We are in early summer, day one of early summer. And I started over here. I figured by the pig farm would be the best bet. It's the furthest away from our stuff, so it's going to be the hardest to get to. And we'll just kind of work our way back home. That way when we switch our combine heads over, we're kind of in the general direction of where the shop is, and it might make things a little bit easier. Plus we got 3 decent sized fields here we can just run on and not have to unhook the head and rehook it and stuff, since we can't go down the road with our combine and head combo, which we found out last year. So we are rushing to beat the time clock again. And I'll show you guys here what I'm talking about. Here's today, nice weather, overnight okay, and then we've got rain tomorrow morning, 9 to 12, somewhere in that general area. And then Friday night the rain comes in heavy, and then it looks like Sunday and Monday, so Saturday's okay. So we've got a short window here. So I'm not sure if we can get all 3 of these fields off before the rain, so that's why I did this one, and I did the little field over there, number 37. Figure we'll start with that. We got them combined. I'm baling them up. I already got the other field baled. We'll haul some of this straw. I'll put a couple loads into the barn. Go from there. Actually, we'll probably put all the loads that we can. I want to put 4 loads into there. See if we can get 4 loads of bales into there, and then I think we'll be okay. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how much straw we need. I'm starting to feel like we don't have enough. Like 4 is not going to be enough. But then again, it might be, so I'm not sure. I have to do the math on it. I mean, I could do it in my head quick. We go through roughly... That did not back up very nicely. I want to say 2.5 bales per feeding. Feeding is about 1.5 days. You have to feed every 1.5 roughly. So there's 4 feeding. No, wait, 1.5, 3. That's 2, and then 3, 6, 9, 12, 4. So there's 8 feedings per season. And there's 4 seasons, so that gives us 32 feedings roughly. And there's 2.5 per feeding. So 2 would be 64, plus another half of 32 would be 16, so looking at about 80 bales we would need. And let's see, one trailer full is 24, so 4 of them would be 96. So actually 4 of them might be just enough. We would have 16 extra. If I was right, and if I was wrong, we would probably have closer to 0, but I guess 4 of them would be right. See, this is why we do math together and work stuff out, right? Because I was doubting myself, but I never did the math, and, well, you guys helped me out. So I guess we'll see where we are at the end of the day here. If we have to, if we feel like there's just no way for us to get the bales in, we might just go and just combine everything, get all the crops off, and start working up ground, because I would like to get corn in. I feel like we could get corn into midsummer, I think. Does that qualify according to this? So corn, it shows, no, you're not supposed to. Beans we can, but corn, it shows that we're not going to get there in time. We could do it and then chop it for silage, because silage we can do quicker, or we could just take a gamble. But at the very least, I'd like to get these 3 fields over here in with corn. And if we have to, I guess we can put beans on the other 2 fields, since the beans will come due, and we can at least make some money off of that. It would give us another option, but I guess it all comes down to whether or not we can get the work done. So I'm just going to keep you guys updated here as we go, and just try to get as much done as possible, and cross our fingers and hope for the best. And I don't know, we need the rain because the crops are getting dry and they're going to start dying, but at the same time I want to get work done, so guess we'll see what happens. Dang, is it getting dark, and it's getting late. We are definitely running against the clock. The sun is almost down. I'm having trouble just seeing where the fields are. I'm kind of using the map, kind of guessing here. Right about there we go. So if we run through that, we are going to run all of our crops down, and that's not going to be good. We have 4 loads of bales in our barn, so we are set on straw. Everything else we can sell or do what we want with. Unfortunately, there's a lot of here we are. Not hit the semi. There's also a wagon there. There is more than 1 load of bales here. And I'm not going to be able to transport anymore. I mean, it's getting dark. I know YouTube's harder to see than what I'm seeing, but I'm having a hard time seeing the bales out in the field. I had a hard time seeing this line here. It's about one pass down and back. Actually, it has been exactly that pretty much for a load. This should get us halfway across the field. And this is the third load I pulled out of it, so there should be 3 more here after I pick this one up. So the only thing we can do is load this guy up, put it under cover. I'm not sure how soon the rain's going to start. The forecast is saying by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, but it's never perfect. And we'll go out at 8 tomorrow morning right away. 7:38, somewhere in there. Start running again, see what we end up with, and if it starts raining on it, then I guess we're going to lose a little bit of straw on each of the bales, but it's not going to be the end of the world. And we're doing it on ones we sell, so we'll just lose a little bit of money. Could be worse. But yeah, this is getting really dark, and I'm not going to make you guys keep watching basically a little two sets of white lights here in the middle of darkness that you can't see anything. I mean, the sunset's beautiful, but it also is not good news for us. It's the last one in the set. It is. Yep, see, 12 bales down. Yeah, it's either 11 or 12 bales back, so it should be about that. So I'll keep running, and I guess if it rains, you guys will see how far I got along, and see what we can get done. When the bales are done, I'm going to start digging these 2 fields right away, just to get them dug so we can get them planted as soon as possible and get some corn on it. So I'll meet you guys here in the morning when it's hopefully not this dark. Well, needless to say, I did not get very far. I just got 1 load into the barn here, and she started raining. 8:41. I see overnight the forecast changed from rain starting at 9 o'clock to rain starting at 6 o'clock. So the fact that it waited until 8:45, I'm happy with that. We got 1 load in completely dry, but the other 2 are going to get wet, unfortunately. And it also means that until it stops raining, which I think will be sometime this afternoon, I can't start digging really. Well, I can, but for gameplay purposes, I don't want to, because you're not going to be digging around when it's raining. And we can't harvest until it dries out enough. And I don't know if it's going to dry out enough this afternoon or if it's going to have to wait till tomorrow. It all depends on how much it rains. It didn't look like, you see the forecast already shows clouds coming up. So I don't think it's going to rain that long. Maybe for an hour or 2. Maybe 3. Hopefully not. Like I said, we need the rain, but we don't need the rain. So, catch-22 kind of. And I do have to feed the animals, I think, at some point today. I should actually check that, because I don't know how soon I have to feed them. Probably sometime this morning, actually. So let me start grabbing bales here. It's going to be 1 full load and 1 partial, I think. I'm going to come up a couple bales short on this second load. Let's see here. Yeah. I need to feed them quick. Probably good for most of the morning, but we're gonna start running out of feed pretty soon here. Of course, I need this tractor to do the chores, so it's I could use some more equipment, to be honest. Could use another smaller tractor or something, or I don't know how I want to do it. Something dedicated to animals, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to look into that, but just before I go here, is there a noticeable difference yet? Still listed as 4,000. I don't know how long it has to sit in the rain before it starts deteriorating, but maybe we'll luck out and this load will be almost completely a full load. So I'll see how long this rain lasts and see. I'll probably check in with you guys at the end of the day and see how far we got. Well, we've got the equipment. We have the land because we've got a lot of land now. What we don't have is time. Time is definitely a precious commodity, and when you're looking to bale that much straw and try to harvest it and still plant things and try to beat the weather, because the weather is against us yet again. I gotta take care of the animals here coming up, but we're looking at rain tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Not good. You gotta make some tough decisions sometimes. And I think the tough decision we're gonna be making here is I've got one more field to do. One big barley field, I think it's field 18, or is it 17? Of the two that we bought across from our first farm here, it's the bigger one. 17. I see it now on the map. I'm gonna run it without putting a straw swath down. Excuse me, but I gotta pass you here because you're too slow and my semi is faster. So if you look coming up here, you can see we got a big field there that we... Ooh, I just took out my mailbox. Should we take out the neighbors too? No, it's not. That field over there is definitely got lots and lots of straw to bale. And the field over there by the pig farm, it's got lots of straw to harvest to bale up. I'll leave this guy right here for loading. But it's not going to be feasible. We're never going to get it done, and tomorrow is day 4 of early summer, last day. So we got to get all of this harvested. We've got to get the straw picked up, and we've got to start digging ground. Wait, disable. We've got to start digging down ground and getting some crops planted. So yeah, we're just gonna chop straw and let her go and see. I mean, this episode's all about harvesting these cereal crops, so I guess we see how far we get. You know, I'm pretty sure the reoccurring theme in this episode is time is not on our side. We are struggling to stay ahead of the weather. We're struggling to get stuff into the ground as soon as we need to. It's just a constant battle. And actually, before I get working here, I should probably fill this thing up with fuel now that I look at it. You can see here I started baling, but we're running out of time, and there's rain in the forecast. It's coming. We're gonna start losing how much our straw bales are worth. And today's the last day of early summer. We have to get our stuff in the ground today, which means we have a lot of digging to do. So I'm just gonna end up digging in that straw that we have down there. I'm pretty sure I can just dig it into the ground. If not, well, I guess the rain will slowly let it deteriorate, but it's the only option we got. It's good enough for now. Really considered using the cash we could make on the crops that we just harvested and get a bigger tractor and be able to run 2 things at once, but we'd have to find the time to run the equipment, run the grain up into to wherever it's best to sell. And, you know, we just don't have the time for that. I almost didn't want to bring this our cultivator here all the way over to where we did, because we still have got one field to do over by the pig barn. But I had bales on it. I can't do it. There we go. Make that 12 so that we got plenty of speed to go with, and let this guy run, and we'll have to go start picking up bales. It's the only option we got, and I guess see how far we go before it starts raining again, and try to get some corn planted, because I'd like to get corn planted in all those fields. I have a feeling it's going to be a late night yet again. Whoa. Going too fast for conditions. Well, it's still raining. I'm still picking up bales here, but I don't see it as another option. I'm looking at the time here. It's almost 7 o'clock at night here. We've got maybe 4 more hours of daylight, and it's just... Oh, I'm gonna shut it down right here. It's just not gonna work. We don't have anything planted yet. We are gonna have to put another tractor into this all. And I think we're gonna run this guy here. So I need 422. I could increase the horsepower, but 492 right now is probably plenty. But in order to do this, we're gonna have to borrow some money. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to sell off items here. We're just gonna have to go deep into debt and work our way out of it here as we get more stuff. But there's gonna be a lot, so we're at 900,000. So I borrowed 300,000 there. Let's get our tractor. Like I said, we're gonna run just how it is right now. I haven't really used the tractor much. I think this just goes wider, yeah. Oh, how about we buy it? And there should be. Although I don't think this thing runs very fast down the road. No, 26 miles an hour is the most. But I'm just gonna grab the corn planter and just start planting corn. I think is gonna be our best bet. See what we can get done by the end of tonight. And I'm gonna run this guy and see how a tractor tractor works. It's not something. I don't think I ran one at all in 17. I did in 15. But I have it in 17, and I'm curious how these guys work. The nice part is we can run this guy well over 600 horse, so we can pull just about anything with this. And they turn pretty well. They're kind of interesting how they turn on tracks, so I guess we'll see how it works. Well, it is getting really late. It is almost midnight here. Trying to get the last of this stuff done. Unfortunately, we're not going to get all the fields done. 36 and 37 haven't been touched. Those are the 2 smaller fields. We're just going to have to put them in the morning. It is what it is. It's going to be midsummer. I don't know if it's going to reach maturity. Chances are those will probably be the 2 fields we're going to have to chop up for silage, because it's not going to reach full maturity. But we won't find out until we get to fall and see how things line up. I am loving this tractor. This thing pulls so well. It turns really well. The helper has no issue with it whatsoever. It's so much better than the articulating tractors that we've used in the past for big tractors. So this is definitely going to be my go-to. We may even get some other equipment for it here coming up so we can really start pulling, getting some work done. I guess we'll see how that all goes, but like I said, it is midnight. It is late. I'm gonna have to fill this back up with seed before I plant those 2 fields over there, but I don't feel like moving it in the dark. it's too dark, is what it is. I got my new keyboard and mouse for my computer. I'm happy with how it is. It's a nice, relatively silent hybrid keyboard, so it's a membrane mechanical kind of style. So it's quieter than what the other one is. It's got anti-ghosting keys built in. It's designed for gaming. I like it so far. I've also got a 9-button mouse. Well, actually, it's got more than 9 buttons. It's a 12-button mouse or something like that. I don't know. They're both Rosewills. So I've been really happy with their company and their products. So I guess it's technically a 14-button mouse. This is what it's listed as. But it'll allow me to make some shortcuts on the mouse itself for certain things, and might work out pretty nice. It looks like everybody's asleep. I did show you guys, well, I did mention, I think, that we got extra straw. We've got 5 rows here. I put an extra row in here just in case. You can never have too much, right? If you don't use it, we just don't use it. But how do our milk prices look, by the way? Is milk getting any better? Not right now, really. I'm looking because we've got 3 tankerfuls in storage and 1 tankerful there full. So we've got 4 tankerfuls. And if we can get it back up to 1,500 for price, that'd be 50,000 a piece. We would have $200,000 in milk to sell. But as of right now, our prices are still not where they should be. Based off of this, where is it? Milk. We gotta wait until fall and winter before we get some of our higher prices. So I guess we'll hold on to it for now and see what happens. But with that, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this episode right here. Next episode, I guess we got some hay to get in, because the hay, I think, is gonna be ready to harvest. And I guess we're prepping for our harvest, see where we end up. The hay we're just gonna sell anyways, so I'm not that concerned about it. I may sell some of the crops that we have just so we can get some money back in the bank and pay off some of our loan, and I don't know, we'll see where we go. So we'll work that out in the next one. But it's about to be midnight here. It's about to be a change in the season. So thank you guys all for watching, and as always, take it easy.